Who is the strongest anime protagonist? This is a question we've been asking ourselves since we first started watching anime, and the only unanimous answer is Naruto. And the only time there's ever been a close second is the Dragon Ball versus One Punch Man debate, specifically Goku versus Saitama. It is the most heated fan war in all of anime, So today we're gonna try to put an end to it once and for all. Let me ask you a question. What happens when limitless growth faces limitless punch? Now before we start, let me just say that any way you look at it, both of these guys are incredibly powerful. So really there's no loser here. But with that said, let's get started. Starting off with Goku, we have to begin with the very obvious. Goku has shown incredible strength throughout his entire life, starting from the original Dragon Ball all the way to now. Whether it's his power levels, his transformations, his speed, or even his durability, this guy always seems to break past any barrier that is put in front of him. And to be honest, it's not even just that. It's also his fighting spirit that helps push him over the edge when he needs it the most. He uses his Kai to fire off energy waves that can obliterate multiple opponents with a single Kamehameha. He can use instant transmission to move across the universe in the blink of an eye. He's trained to become a Super Saiyan and unlock Ultra Instinct, giving him the ability to sense danger before it even happens. He's fought against enemies who were many times larger than himself and survived attacks that could destroy planets. With so much power behind this guy, it's hard to imagine anyone being able to defeat him. But then we have to take a look at Saitama. Because what if we told you that someone was strong enough to take on Goku one-on-one and win? What? Yeah, that's not a lie. That is actually the main premise of One Punch Man. A story about the strongest man on earth who has to deal with the fact that he can end every single fight with just one punch. That's right, say goodbye to your ticket out of poverty because you won't need it anymore. It doesn't matter how big the threat is, whether it's a monster destroying cities, a villain trying to take over the world, or even an alien race looking to devour humanity, all it takes is one punch for Saitama to wipe them all out. Which begs the question, just how powerful is that punch? Well, unfortunately, the answer is unknown because Saitama's power is quite literally defined as limitless. He even admits it himself. The only thing we know for sure about his power is that it's always enough to win the battle. Now, of course, you could argue that it's only because of plot armor, but that's kind of the whole point. Saitama's power isn't meant to be explained. It's meant to be a gag. Just think about it. If you were the strongest person in the world, wouldn't you be bored out of your mind? Like, why would you even continue to do what you're doing if you already knew that you were the best at it? That's exactly how Saitama feels. Hence why he spends most of his time looking for a worthy opponent so he can finally feel the thrill of a real battle again. Now, in terms of power scaling, this is where things start to get interesting. See, Dragon Ball measures power in terms of levels, feats, and cosmic battles. For example, a planet is destroyed, a new transformation is unlocked. That is how we measure power in Dragon Ball. In One Punch Man, however, the power levels are more based around satire. I mean, sure, they do destroy planets, but it's not to show their power level. It's to prove that Saitama is above it all. That's why comparing these two is like comparing apples to oranges. It's like trying to explain the rules to someone who thinks the rules do not apply to them. It's like telling a child that they have to clean their room when they think they're too cool for that. Basically, it's impossible to tell which one is truly stronger because it all comes down to which universe's rules you follow. I mean, according to Dragon Ball rules, Goku's strength is constantly growing. In fact, even after defeating the God of Destruction, he continued training because he wanted to become stronger. Meanwhile, in One Punch Man, Saitama is tired of being the strongest. He just wants to find someone who can beat him. So if you follow Dragon Ball logic, then Goku would come out on top. But if you followed One Punch Man logic, then Saitama would destroy Goku with just one punch. And hey, it's not like we haven't seen it before. But what if we ignored the logic behind the series and instead focused on the characters themselves? What if we put aside the power levels, the scaling, the feats, and the battles, and instead imagined what would happen if these two characters met in a battle royale? I mean, it's something that fans have been imagining for years, right? Goku goes up against the strongest hero for fun. Maybe he's looking for a challenge. Maybe he just wants to see what it's like to fight someone who can match his strength. Either way, it would definitely be an epic battle between two warriors who refuse to give up, no matter how tough the fight gets. Goku may be able to hold his own for a while with his Ultra Instinct and godly transformations, but it's only a matter of time until Saitama lands a solid punch. Now, some people might say that Goku could dodge it, but does he have enough time? Is he fast enough to dodge a punch that can shatter entire planets? Probably not. Even if he did, what would happen when he retaliated? Could his Kamehameha wave do anything to Saitama? Well, it's possible that Saitama could tank the hit, but if he does, what does that mean for Goku? Does he keep pushing forward? Does he use every trick he has left in the book? Or does he admit defeat and call it a draw? Either way, it would be an epic showdown between two of the most powerful warriors in anime history. And who knows, maybe in the end they would become friends, or maybe they would decide to team up and take on the villains together. After all, they do share a lot of common traits. Both are strong, determined, and never give up in the face of adversity. Who knows? Maybe this battle won't be as destructive as you think. And to be honest, that's probably for the best, because it's hard to say what would happen if these two really did go all out. The Earth would probably explode, or the universe would collapse, or something equally as dramatic. I mean, we've seen what happens when Goku goes Super Saiyan. It's not pretty. Plus, we have to take into account the philosophical side of things too. Goku fights to become stronger, because that's what drives him. He loves fighting, and he loves pushing himself to his limits. Meanwhile, Saitama fights out of boredom because he's already the strongest person on Earth, and he's just looking for a challenge. He doesn't really care about winning or losing. He just wants to have fun. In a way, they're kind of like brothers who couldn't be more different, but somehow still work together perfectly. It's like the yin and yang of anime protagonists. When it comes to their power levels, well, that's still up for debate. There are plenty of arguments on both sides, and it's really up to each individual person to decide who they think is stronger. Personally, I think it depends on the situation. If they were fighting each other, then I'd say Goku would probably win because he has more experience fighting against powerful opponents, and he's also more strategic when it comes to fighting. But if they were fighting alongside each other, then I'd say Saitama would probably win because he has more raw power, and he's also more reckless, which can be a good thing when you're fighting alongside someone. It's clear that both Goku and Saitama are incredibly powerful and skilled fighters. Ultimately, it's up to the viewer to decide who they think is stronger. But one thing is for sure, it will be an epic battle between two of the most iconic anime protagonists of all time. So what do you guys think? Who would win in a fight between Goku and Saitama? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and remember, this debate will never die. It's like trying to kill a Saiyan, you just can't do it.